In Lesson 1, we look at adding and subtracting fractions and line segments. And the first thing you want to do when you're subtracting or adding fractions is to make sure you have a common denominator. And you can see here that we do not have a common denominator. So what I'm going to do is find out what my common denominator is. So I'm going to factor the 11. It'll be 1 times 11. Then I'll factor the 6, which would be 2 times 3. And then I'll factor the 3, which is 1 times 3. So we've got the ones that line up, but 1 times any number doesn't change that number, so we don't need to include that. But I'm going to bring down my 2. And I've got these 3's here. I'm going to just bring down 1, 3. And then I need to bring down my 11. And then I'll just multiply those straight across. So that's 66. So my common denominator would be 66. So in this first fraction, to make the 11 66, I had to multiply by 6. So that means I need to multiply the 10 by 6, so I'll have 60 on top. Then in the second fraction here, I need to remember to bring down my subtraction sign, and then I'll have a 66 on the bottom. To make the 6 66, I would have to multiply by 11, so I need to also multiply the top by 11. So 5 times 11 is 55. Then in the next one, I'm going to bring down my addition sign, and then I'll have, again, 66 on bottom, so 3 times 22 gives me 66, so that's what I would need to multiply the 1 by, so I'll have 22 on top, right? And then the denominator is just going to stay the same now, so I just need to work with the top numbers in the numerator. So 60 minus 55 is 5, plus 22 is 27. Now, this is good, but it could be better because we can reduce. So 27 and 66 are both divisible by 3. So I'm going to divide both of those by 3. So that's 9 over 22, and then that would be our answer. And you would want to double check, because sometimes you might not have used your biggest common factor. Alright, in the second example we're looking at segment AC, and it measures 10 1/4 units. Then segment AB measures 4 3/7 units. And we want to find out the length of BC. So we know the entire length is that 10 1/4 units. And then we know that AB is 4 3/7. But we're trying to find out what this length BC is. So I'm going to be subtracting 4 3/7 from 10 1/4. So again, we're going to have to find a common denominator. In this case, we'll just need to multiply the 4 and 7, and that will give us 28. So I'll have 10, and now we'll have 28 in the denominator. So I had to multiply the 4 by 7, so I'll also need to multiply the 1 by 7. Okay. Then again, I want to change that 7 to a 28, so I had to multiply the 7 by 4. So I'll have to multiply 3 by 4, and that'll be 12. Alright, so we want to subtract our fractions first, and if you notice, that would give us a negative number. So I'm going to have to borrow from the 10. So that'll be a 9. And then I would be adding 28 to the 7 because that's what my denominator is. So I'll have 9 and 35 over 28 minus 4 and 12 over 28. So now I can actually subtract that 12 from the 35. So that'll be 23 over 28. And I'll have 9 minus 4, which is 5. And then again, you'd want to check and see if you can reduce that. And in this case, it doesn't. So we can just leave it at that and label it units. And then that would be our answer. Well, hopefully this helps you if you're having any trouble with adding and subtracting fractions.